Hey everybody, it's Cyborg, and I am joined by Temp. All right, you are coming back with the Dingo and the Bandit. They are gonna go. Okay.
Am I the dingo or the
Look,
bandit?
I seriously have a problem here, folks. I need help with these intros. So if you have any ideas of how to introduce this correctly, you just give me a call at 1-800 get help. I don't know.
I just don't want to be the dingo.
That's
If I
fine.
can dibs the bandit.
You can be the bandit. I'll be the dingo. Ah, woo! Okay. Injustice, year 4, issue number 6. That's what I just need to say. I don't know what I'm doing here. I can't do that. No. Okay. We need to do this. Okay. Give me the baby. Okay. See, I'm still going on. Okay. Like, subscribe if you want to. If you want to unsubscribe after that, I understand. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I'll give you the option. All right, your option's over. You're stuck now.
You had your chance in that window. They could have done something about it, but
Yep. Okay, so we are kicking it off at the Hall of Justice. Full spoilers here, folks. So if you haven't checked out the previous issues, definitely go do those first because we are in year 4, issue 6. So start back on year 1 if you have not yet. Anyways, the Hall of Justice. We start off with the gods once again telling Superman to stand down, surrender or die. He essentially said, well, actually first he calls on the other Justice Leaguers because he needs help. And I like the Raven part here, where she's just floating off in wherever, and it says a dimension of her choosing. I like that was a nice touch. Like, we don't even know where she is, but it's wherever she wants to be.
oh man, I love this art so much.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the purple and then the blue cloak and then the gray skin and then the eye, the orange of the eye looks so good here.
Yeah, definitely Raven looking really, really good here. She talks about, she's monologuing here about missing Trigon, and why does she miss Trigon? She shouldn't miss Trigon. She clearly does not like her father, and she's been a pawn in all of this, but yet she still finds herself missing him. And she's afraid that her humanity was just a veil obscuring her true nature. Where do I belong, on Earth or in Hell? And she gets her distress symbol, and we're left off there. Then we switch to Billy. His distress symbol is going off as well. He's still sitting in the quiver chair, duct taped. I mean, who knows how long this has been? This poor kid.
He's probably hungry. He probably has to use the restroom like hardcore.
Yeah. I mean, he's still knocked out, so he probably pooped in the chair.
Oh yeah, no.
And then we see Ares just walking in, all creepily, like, smiling, smirking. Full-on teeth smile there. Then we switch to Lex Luthor. We see a nice little story about, I guess at one point this is in the past, he created a clone of Superman, and Superman was not cool with him doing that, so he destroyed the whole thing. And then he says, well, aren't you going to introduce me to him? Like, as a joke, after he just destroyed the man's work, the hard work. Are you going to introduce me to the dead body that's on the floor probably now?
I do like it though, because I mean it does kind of feel like classic Superman, where he's like upholding his principles, but that like once he sees the boy, or I assume this is Superboy they're referring to, right?
They're calling him Connor, yeah.
Connor, yeah. So yeah, I just like, it's like, why did you get a dog? We didn't need your dog. Then the guy sees the dog, it's like he just falls in love with a new dog. That's kind of what I feel. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was a good moment.
Yeah. And then Lex is monologuing, saying that, that was then, this is now, and he's creating another clone of Superman, this time, like, an exact clone of Superman, and he's saying that we need another Superman now, one that can stop you, Superman.
This is interesting. Well, first of all, the artwork is kind of, like, horrifying. Like, like he's got, like, this, like, tree branch umbilical cord, and, like, the body looks all fucking, like, wrongly proportioned. It's supposed to, I think they did this on purpose, because this is something very dark and abominable that he's doing, but man, it's rough to look at.
Yeah, so that was the one that we can say was in that pod that we were talking about a few issues back, where they teased when Barbara reached out to Lex it was Superman's clone in the pot that we know now. Then we jump back to now, and once again, Superman's being left with an ultimatum here. And Wonder Woman says, don't give up, which is odd because she was just telling him to surrender earlier while she was fighting him, of course.
Yeah.
Now she's saying, let's just battle to the death. And she's apologizing for his arm, which, if you notice in the cover image, he's holding the wrong arm.
I did not notice that,
on the
actually.
cover of the comic, he's holding his wrong arm, so it's kind of funny. Anyways, details. So the gods inevitably give him, for whatever reason, 24 hours to think over this choice, and Batman is saying, no, we have him on his heels right now. This is when we strike. This is what we've been waiting for. If we give him 24 hours, he's going to recuperate, and they're going to get reinforcements and all that stuff. But he's immediately shot down, and he knows his place, so he has to go with it because they don't stand a chance either. So they go along with it. Superman goes along with it, even though he tells Damian that no, they're not going to just give up. But they keep going along with it. Wonder Woman's going to go with Superman, but she is stopped by, I think, Hermes, yells out to her and says, no, you are with Zeus now, and that's where we're left off with that chapter. Immediately jumping to the next chapter here, because it continues on. She says, I will not. I fought for the side of Themyscira. I'm not going to stand with you now. I don't need to do this, but he really hammers home the fact that this is Zeus's orders, this is his words. This is what he wants, and then she immediately punches him and goes into attack mode.
There's a good face coming up.
Oh, yeah. So she punches him in the face. Superman is just like, oh!
She didn't. It is pretty good.
Yeah,
Got a
Hal,
good laugh out of
Hal
this
is just like, huh? But yeah, Superman just like, oh! Why did you do that? Don't you understand? My arm is broken. I can't fight. Don't do that. But yeah, he is just appalled at this, and immediately Batman's like, here, let's join in on this. But the gods tell him, no, you need to stand down. This is our fight. And Wonder Woman's continually beating on Hercules, but the other gods jump in and pulls Wonder Woman off. Cyborg says, hey, Superman, I can fix your arm in a jiffy. I have this satellite coming out of my shoulder that's going to route the sun right directly into that arm. So just give me that. I'll just break it into place there, and we'll just put a little sun power on that. Meanwhile, the Flash is saying we need to strike while they're distracted, so that way we can go on the offensive first and strike first. He does so. He strikes damn near every one of the gods, it seems like. And Batman and co. are wondering if they should jump in now. Meanwhile, Hal says, you know what? It's you and me, Herc. Do you mind if I call you Herc? And does that whole number, that whole bit, and he gets in like a mech Gundam wingsuit to fight off whoever this god is. I don't remember all of their names specifically. I know there's Apollo and stuff like that.
I think this is Hercules, right?
Hercules? Oh, I thought... Oh, sorry. I misspoke. This is Hercules. You're correct. Earlier I was calling Hermes Hercules, so I got confused.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Hermes is the one that Wonder Woman was beating up, because he's the speedster. I do know that. And yeah, Hercules, obviously the strong man of the bunch. So that's the one that Hal is fighting off, but to no avail. Hercules just batters him away. Harley jumps in, and she says she wants a little mech suit. And he says, no, why would I do that? And she says, why wouldn't you do that? And he says, because we're not on the same side. And she says, oh, yeah. That's a good point. And then she kicks him in the face.
Not a great look for Hal in this issue.
No,
not a great. I mean, I guess it's supposed to indicate that he really was not built to be a Yellow Lantern. He is not in his element,
yes.
And it's well done. Also just a good picture of Harley kicking Hal in the face. It's
yes.
A nice little
good stuff there. And then Hercules just picks her up and sets her aside and says, look, this is my fight, maiden. And she calls him a jerk. And yeah, Hercules and Hal go right back at it. He blasts Hercules and he says, you know what, you're trying to unnerve me, but I don't fear you. He just tears the mech suit away from Hal piece by piece, He goes into punch Hal, but Superman stops him. And then Wonder Woman jumps him as well. So Superman and Wonder Woman put the beat down on Hercules. They're just going relentless on him. He knocks Superman way up into the sky. He picks Wonder Woman up by her throat. Once again, Batman and co. are wondering what they should be doing. Catwoman says this isn't a fight, this is a massacre. Batgirl says, well, this is what we wanted, isn't it? Kind of questioning what really the goal is here, but Batwoman says, damn right it is. She's looking on in pure joy, as obviously her fallen friends, she wants pure redemption for them. Superman's seen up in space, Wonder Woman's being held up by her throat, and then we cut back to old Billy, standing there with the communicator. He's finally waking up, and Ares says, it's time. He tears off the duct tape around Billy's mouth, and he says, Superman needs you. Billy yells, Shazam, and then we're left off there. No surprise here that Ares is in it for his own ulterior motives here. He's the god of war, after all. He wants a good fight. The more war that goes on, and the further the bloodshed and the back and forth, the more powerful he gets in all of this. So it makes complete sense that at the end of the day, he wants as much bloodshed and destruction as possible, so letting Billy join the fray is only going to serve that goal. So he's kind of double-crossing Batman at this point.
Yeah, I guess I should have. I'll be honest with you, I didn't see it coming, but I guess I should have. It'll be interesting. I wonder if Batman saw this coming. I wonder if Batman has a contingency for Ares double-crossing him. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean, you don't make deals with the devil, so to speak, and him being the god of war, he's always going to do what he needs to do, so I don't think he really trusted Ares. I think he just had no choice to go along with it, at least to as far as he could, to get what he could out of him. So who knows what comes next with this, if he does have that contingency plan or not. But yeah, I'm not surprised that Ares would do this because, yeah.
Well, especially after Constantine, after he didn't have a contingency for Constantine ditching him and completely basically throwing Dr. Van under the bus so he could get out of the debt with Trigon. I feel like he'd be ready. Or maybe this is sort of like a decline for Batman as much as it is for Superman. It's just not a moral decline.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, we went over the Hal Jordan stuff, I guess. A few art highlights. Go back, I think, exactly one page, and Wonder Woman's face is a little off. No, I'm sorry, not Wonder Woman. Batgirl. Fuck. Damn it. No, it's Batgirl. Yeah, no, Batgirl is correct. That woman looks really good. I actually love her face. Batgirl's face is a little janky.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. It looks a little dopey.
Yeah, her chin's not quite there. Also Hercules looks way too big in the panel, like right after Wonder Woman like smacks Hermes. We go to the next page, and Hercules is fucking huge. I don't know if this is like a perspective problem or...
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, just compared to Harley, he's just like towering over, which makes sense, at least in Harley's perspective, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
And the Hal Jordan stuff, I don't know, what do you think about the Hal Jordan stuff, about Hal Jordan getting completely owned? Do you think that's
it's kind of up Hal's alley to be kind of arrogant and make mistakes like that, in my opinion. I mean, he's the kind of person that talks a big game, or he talks more than he should, and it gets him his ass handed to him because of it. So I think it's fair, but yeah, the Yellow Lantern Hal should be more ruthless and, not be doing that same kind of stuff. But obviously, like you said, he makes a poor Yellow Lantern. He's not doing so hot. I mean, going back and forth, trading, like being the butt of Harley's joke and stuff like that. He's in like a comedy bit, so yeah, he's definitely not doing so hot. For sure.
And we've seen that in other things too, where Hal just gets bodied. It's almost a meme at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, not too much to say about this issue, except I guess the only other thing I would add is we're definitely in the same cycle as we were with year 2 and year 3, where we're in the cycle of the good guys almost winning.
Yeah.
And I hope year 5 is another cycle of the good guys almost winning with another theme. First it was a lantern theme, then it was the magic theme, and now it's
Yeah, they have all
the
these
Zeus theme.
they have all these great plans. It's just there's always some little X factor that just narrowly allows the villains or the regime or whatever you want to call them to escape just by the hair on their chinny chin chin. And this time it was Sinestro ruining things, and then now, yeah, them getting the jump on him, and obviously it's going to be Shazam coming in at the final hour and Ares double crossing and all that stuff. So yeah, it's always something that gets them out of it at the very last second. So it is interesting in that case. So
I would say not bad, just it's getting a little tiring. I still think the quality is there, though. I'm pretty happy with year 4 so far.
yeah, it is definitely a formula being repeated over of good guys get close. Good guy. Well, it's usually good guy. Somebody on the good guy side dies. They get really upset. They come up with a like what you would think is a foolproof plan. Get to that final hour, and then yeah, some X factor comes in out of nowhere and destroys everything. So, like the Yellow Lantern ring on Superman, that thing just like savior of the day.
Oh, and that looked good. I loved that costume.
Yes.
Oh, I hope that's gear.
But yeah, so good stuff here. Yeah, it's continuing on. It's not as good as the previous issue, but it is kind of, it's not going down. It's just kind of, it's plateauing. So we're continuing on. Where is this going? Let's see what Shazam has to do with. Obviously, he's gonna weigh things in the favor. And are we gonna see a bunch of gods just die all of a sudden? Because I don't see any other way around it. I don't see them retreating and everything being all like cool and kosher after that. But
it's weird. I honestly don't. I don't think they can, because I don't know if Wonder Woman. I feel like she's kind of bound by the Amazon standards still. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of withdrawal. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to take the same murder route they took with last year. I think there is going to be some sort of stalemate that ends up screwing Batman. That's my prediction.
yeah. All right. Well, that does it for this issue, guys. We'll see you for issue number 7. We'll catch you tomorrow. You guys take care. Like, subscribe, share with a friend on whatever platform you'd like. Have a great one.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah. Yeah.